Hey guys, what's going on? It's Master Cloud back with another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. Today's battle is going to take place on a map that I cannot pronounce correctly, but I call it Nandu. I have no idea if that is the correct pronunciation or not, but regardless, it is a 8-player map. It is a 4 versus 4. Similar to Stonewayne Valley, where you have two teams, one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, and they sort of do battle for the most part in the center. Now, spawning on the right-hand side is going to be myself, Cloud, and I'm going to be spawning as the dwarves. No, this is not an online game. This is going to be a local game that I play with my friends. Up here we have Fyou, and he is going to be spawning as the elves. Below him we have Squanto, the men here in the back, as our support, and finally on the lower hand side we have Zorro spawning as elves. So actually pretty surprising here that I got on the same team as Zorro. Usually we're always pitted against each other, but it looks like in this match we managed to get ourselves on the same team. Now our opponents are going to be Cleric spawning as Mordor across the way. On the lower hand side for him is going to be Osiris spawning as men. And above that is another Mordor. This is TurgleMesh. I actually have no idea who this is. Possibly Firebrand, although I'm not sure about that. Actually, this is probably Firebrand. No, this is Fisher. I do know who that is. So Fisher spawning at the very top here. So it is a 4 versus 4. And of course, just point out some of the important things on this map. In the center, you of course have the inn, which does allow you to recruit cheap units. Not very good for Mordor, but actually quite excellent for dwarves, as you can get out Men of Dale quite cheaply. Also important, the troll cages. And as you can see, Zorro here already taking the outpost on the lower head side, as he almost always goes with Arwen to start off a game. This is just a 1K game, but he will start off with Arwen, who I believe costs either 800 or 900, or maybe even 1,000. I'm not quite sure. Just so he can get these early outposts, which of course give you a massive boost to your income. And he probably should be crossing. I thought Arwen would run over here and capture this. Yeah, she is going to do just that. However, we do have Osiris coming down with some archers. He's going to attempt to take out this troll cage. Larry should probably focus on the troll, although it doesn't seem to notice the archers massacring his home here. So he'll just kind of run around for a little while. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of battle in the center. Bradlu, or Cleric rather, really the same person, but regardless, Cleric here, throwing down the orc bonus, so his orcs do gain a little bit of attack power and defense here. However, Guardians are just so beefy that he's going to have to bring in some extra units, especially with more, I would assume, coming along. And these Easterlings will do just that. But Cleric was actually able to capture the inn, so he is going to be getting some Corsairs out. And Corsairs are, at least he can get these out for cheaper. I don't really think Corsairs are that good of a unit. However, if you can get them out for cheap as 200, yeah, it might be completely worth it. So Bradley there, going for a pretty smart strategy. Looks like I've just been expanding, not too much, just going with those Guardians here. Possibly saving up for Prince Brand, who's pretty good against sort of these gobs of units here, that once he gets to level 2 especially. Now actually I'm going to be sneaking some dwarves around the backside here, going for a counterattack. However, Cleric has spotted this, possibly because he holds that building in the center, and he is going to be attempting to chase these Guardians down. On the lower side, we do have Zorro engaging Osiris. Arwen taking tons and tons of arrows to the face, but she's completely okay with that. Her strange-looking horse here, graphically enhanced horse, or graphically challenged horse, is going to be able to take that damage no problem. Meanwhile, on the top side, Fyou is going to be able to capture this outpost, and this one does belong to Fisher. Who does this one belong to at the bottom? Zorro still has it for now, but Osiris is attempting to take it as Arwen attempts to stop him from taking it. And it looks like Osiris will get this temporarily, but with Arwen taking out all these troops, he won't be able to hold it for long. I actually have no idea what this means. Enemy infiltration detected. This keeps popping up. Possibly just when you see a new unit structure. I'm really not sure why it points that out to people, but regardless, Cleric here doing a great job, has tons of troops here in the center. I wonder, is this combined with what? This was TurgleMesh. Perhaps TurgleMesh and Cleric are down here. It's hard for me to tell. Their colors are so close that it's hard for me to tell whose troops are whose. These are obviously Clerics. Whose troops are these? Possibly TurgleMesh's, so he might be going for a mass Easterling strategy, which is not really a strategy at all. At least to my knowledge, it's not. Glorfindel now out for Zorro as well, so he's just going massive, Elvish heroes. I would say Dwarven heroes. That's me. But I haven't gone for the Dwarven heroes yet. I've actually gone for a battle way to help deal with some of the archers that Cleric is pumping out. And yes, these are TurgleMeshes. I can finally see them now that they're sort of separated on the map here. So TurgleMesh going for the Haradrim, Bradluke going for the weaker units, but higher damage ones, or longer range ones, I should say. And they are going to be pushing forward now. However, we do have a tower coming up from Zorro, as well as a ton of men troops here from our player in the back, who was Squanto. This is just Gondor spam, but this is going to end up being a huge battle. The battle guy throws in a oil barrel, doesn't catch on fire, negative, so there's no fire going to be started there. Kind of unfortunate for us, but this tower that's just built is doing a pretty nice job of damage. Doesn't have any archers in it yet, but these Merkwits are going to get in there for a moment. Guess they're going in the secret backdoor entrance, and they will get a couple of shots off before the building burns down. Of course, those Merkwits will survive, although do they just all burned up because they fell in the fire? So there's 800 resources pretty much down the drain. Mouth of Sauron now out for Cleric as well. I don't have too many units here, but these units are starting to bunch up, and we have enough support from behind with the archers. Prince Brand now out, and the fortress here. It looks like we will be able to hold off this attack temporarily. We do have an attack on the top side as well. Fisher is engaging, or not Fisher. Oh yeah, Fisher is engaging FS or Fyou, and looks like Fisher is going to be able to win that battle. Needs to be sure to capture this free gold right here. Right now, he's just focused on pushing these archers back. Not sure why these Lorien archers. Why Fyou went for these Lorien archers. They're not quite as powerful, although he is doing some pretty good damage here with only these orcs to sort of meet them in battle, although it looks like there will be enough here to actually clean up all of Fyou's troops. However, he is reinforcing it with more archers. Meanwhile, in the center, it looks like I'm going to be pushing out as Squanto here has helped solidify my defenses, at least at the front. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Osiris has managed to push forward. He should have this now. Yes, he does. Osiris has this, and he has the watchtower as well, the outpost down there, and actually has gone straight up to fire archers here. And he's going to be pushing forward here, and Zorro actually potentially will lose this. He might just shoot it down. He might capture it. It is up to Osiris. It looks like he will go for the capture there. Should have one of his groups of archers focus on the tree here. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. And here's Gollum sneaking around here. Not spotted by any forces as of yet. Battle continues to rage in the center as Glorfindel and his squadron of Mirkwood archers show up, along with Bran now up to level 4. So they're going to be pushing back the forces of Cleric here, whose Mouth of Sauron cannot handle Glorfindel, at least while he has his Blade of Purity ability turned on. Now Zorro throws down a beacon, possibly... oh yeah, Zorro's throwing down the beacon to signify that Osiris is pushing forward with fire archers, but that's actually not what Osiris is doing. It looks like he's just going to hold his position here, solidify his sort of hold over the bottom territory as he continues to push forward there in the bottom. And the reason he's able to do that is because Zorro's obviously focused in the middle, helping me reclaim that. Looks like I actually got some Haradrim Lancers out here, and did I actually capture that? Yeah, I did. I was able to, or not. I don't have Haradrim Lancers out. Those must be Clerics.
We ride from Rivendell.
I'm dwarves, of course. So Cloud here, myself. Don't have too many units on the field. I might be going for some Dwarven heroes. Not a bad choice in these large games, especially because the games can go on so long and Dwarven heroes are so good pretty much at any point in the game. Now Arwen and Glorfindel are going to charge these archers here. Several elven horses are also going to join the party, and without any pikemen or any sort of ground troops other than these archers here, these archers are all going to die very easily to Zorro. So Osiris there losing the battle quite decisively. I'm not sure if he killed a single unit. So Zorro will be able to reclaim that outpost. Meanwhile, gosh, I keep forgetting the guy's name, Squanto. How can you forget a name like Squanto? Squanto continues to enforce me in the center. However, we have lost the top as well. Fisher continues to hold that. Not sure why he's not focusing down that gosh, Fire Drake lair. I know what it is. I don't have to click on it. And the troll cage over here by Fisher. Fisher is actually going for attack trolls. This is my baseline strategy when in doubt. Attack trolls to the north, or just whenever attack trolls to the north. And actually, he is going to be revealing some of these attack trolls already. So he's just going to be using them with his army, pushing forward. Actually, he decides not to go for the elven tree, and is just going to focus right on the enemy unit. Probably a smart strategy, seeing how this does not fire back, and they do. Now it looks like Squanto is going to be taking all of his troops to the north. It looks like I am going for mass Dwarven heroes. I actually have King Dane out up to level 4 already. Must have had some sort of battle here in the center that he was engaged in. Zorro continuing to push forward on the bottom. He has all of his Mirkwood archers remaining. Elrond actually out now as well. So Elrond, Arwen, and we actually have Coda out here for Osiris, but an archer volley goes down, and that is going to kill off some of them as they continue to charge through all the Mirkwoods here. Osiris doing a nice job of trying to reclaim some of his losses. Now, can these Knights of the Lamra focus down the rest of these units? Rally call goes off by Zorro to help his troops, and with that, the Knights are going to retreat. However, doing a lot of damage there, and with the pikemen arriving, some of these units are in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, on the north, Squanto losing all of his units to Fisher here, as Fisher continues to push forward with a ton of units, and they are going to be pushing up and endangering Fyou's production facilities right now, which he has of course just upgraded to produce Mirkwood archers, and it looks like he does have Silverthorn out as well. So if he'll be able to hold that off, he'll be in pretty good standing, but if not, he'll be in a lot of trouble. And of course, seeing this, I'm going to set up 2 of my Dwarven heroes to assist. But in the center, King Dane is battling with an attack troll along with a couple units of Men of Dale. This attack troll will fall to King Dane finally. But these archers and attack trolls still seem to be a problem for Fyou. Have my forces arrived yet? Not yet. Prince Brand still back here trying to catch up. Meanwhile, the Coda of Osiris, 2 units of them do survive, so he needs to get up a well to let them heal. But it looks like Fyou might lose. There is no fire on these archers, though. So they only deal very low amount of damage to buildings. And now that Gloin is showing up and more archers arriving, will they be able to save this? It's not being focused, so I think the answer is yes. And Fisher, does he have a follow-up to this? Looks like our team went for more of a tech strategy, tech hero strategy, and the other team attempted to go for some sort of mass unit strategy. It looks like they will briefly focus down that building and take that out with the Corsairs there to help them. So he will lose one of his production structures, saves another. More attack trolls now showing up. This Fire Drake lair not destroyed, so the Fire Drake respawned. And he's going to be causing a lot of trouble for the troops crossing through here, as he just runs over 2 of them there, runs over 2 more, and is going to attempt to chase these down. I'm still confused as to why Fisher did not take out that Fire Drake lair. These attack trolls rush to their death, and with that, it looks like we will hold on top. Meanwhile, Zorro looks like he lost most of his troops to those Coda. However, he is attempting to rebuild. Does have a couple units of Mirkwood archers out, as well as Arwen still here at the center along with Glorfindel. Looks like Elrond may have gone down. Meanwhile, in the center, I'm starting to mass up some Dwarven troops. King Dane is now up to... Actually, I've lost the center, so King Dane must have taken too much damage, either died or fell back. I'm assuming, no, he's right there. King Dane up to level 5. Gloin on the top up to level 4. This Mordor tower, actually, are we going to ignore this? Looks like I'm recalling my troops right now to make an attack in the center or anywhere. I wonder if I have a mine snuck in the back somewhere. I don't, that I believe. I don't think so. Looks like all those troops went into that mine so that they could come out. Interesting choice on my part there. But it looks like, yeah, I'm going to be attempting to move out here in multiple locations in an attempt to retake the center. Now, the Knights of Dalaran for Osiris still exist and are all at full health. But we have bigger troubles in the center. As at the same time I decided to move out, they decided to move in. And with overwhelming force is their attempted strategy here. King Dane is going to begin to engage these pikemen chasing down this attack troll as it tries to make its way into the rear of our base. Several more Haradrim actually running right past all of our defenses. They're going to focus on the archery range of Squanto here. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to take it out though. As these pikemen show up, which should deal easily with those. Now as they reach my fortress, I do throw a couple of at least the Axe Tower expansion just to help defend here. These Black Riders out for Cleric? Wow, he has Black Riders out. The Coda show up as well. And they're going to get a race around on the top side. However, Rock Drop is available, and someone, possibly me, is going to throw that down, dealing slight damage to my fortress, dealing a lot of damage to my forge there, but killing off most of the Coda. Only a couple remain, and they seem to be very scared. I do throw a rebuild down there, so it looks like my fortress will survive. And with so many forces here from Squanto, Gimli out as well now. The Dwarven heroes all gracing the field. And Osiris, of course, expending all of his resources on that attack, is now left with only Boromir and a single group of archers to defend against Zorro's attack, which is coming from the lower side, or possibly he is reuniting. He sees the wall there, he sees the archers, so he says, heck, I'm not going to go up through there, it's too heavily defended, let's take the middle road instead. And of course I will be backing him up shortly once I capture this, I assume. And on the top side, finally, so many Markwood archers out for Fyou that the forces of Mordor just have no response for this. Really what they need to take this out is maybe catapults, maybe Black Riders, and still not... Why isn't he capturing this and destroying this? I'm really unsure. Actually, the ring getting killed off here, I'm not sure by what, but the ring is there, and I assume somebody would send something down to get that. Not that it matters too much. Actually, Osiris going for it. With his Knights of Dalaran willing to sacrifice quite a few. Needs to get out of archer range, and he will escape with one Knight of Dalaran holding onto that ring, so he is going to be headed back to his fortress. Not that he has enough money to buy Galadriel right now, but possibly in the future, if he can survive that long. Gimli chasing down this attack troll. But looks like I'm going to summon some Men of Dale there. That's going to reinforce our attack here in the center. Most of Zorro's troops going down, but all of my dwarves remaining. Gloin leading the charge at the front. Now the real question is, where is King Dane in all of this? Did he get forgotten about somewhere back here? Not that I see, I'm just not sure where he is right now. Nazgul actually out for probably TurgleMesh. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was Clerics or TurgleMeshes, but it is TurgleMesh. And actually a Nazgul out for a Cleric as well, so they both have a Nazgul out. Morgamir, or actually that's Mool, and that is... They both have Mool out. So with the attack from the skies, it looks like they will be able to drive back to this attack, especially with Boromir here helping. Meanwhile, on the top side, it looks like the archers of Fyou have been dwindled down. He's attempting to fortify this position by building an attack tower. However, these archers need to start firing. Finally, fire upgraded archers coming out from Fisher here. And with that, he's going to attempt to take out these archers, but Silverthorn is so powerful. Especially on Mirkwood archers. as he can just take out all of these units from extreme range. Look at those archers. Look at all of these units just fall. This is just resources down the drain at this point. So he will be easily able to hold that center position. Looks like I'm going to have to fall back from my attack on the fortress in the center. Meanwhile, on the Fyou continuing to reinforce here at the top. So he should be able to hold there quite easily. All of these units for Squanto are just sitting in front of my base here, which of course I am appreciative of, but really he needs to help us make an attack with some of those units, not just play defense. And Zorro continues to, looks like he's got pretty upgraded barracks and has fortified his position on the bottom, so now it looks like we control the center of the map in all 3 locations. Actually, a couple of Zorro's horsemen sitting right here. And at this point, as we sort of just hold on to our advantage, as TurgleMesh actually takes that out, as Zorro holds that outpost there, so he's just going to go ahead and take that out. Now we do have some of these Merkwoods venturing a little bit too far. They are going to run into Coda, which are going to run them through. There goes most of those. However, the Coda do want to be aware of these towers, and more importantly, these spearmen will survive with all units, but only 1 remaining in that unit. Now it looks like we are going to again be attacking up the front. King Dane up to level 6, Gloin level 7, and Grand now level 10. I'm not sure where Gimli got off to, but Mothsaran throws down the descent spell. Not going to be effective, well, a little bit effective. These archers are shooting each other. But with King Dane here and Gimli and Gloin, of course they're unaffected by that spell. And looks like they are going to directly engage the Nazgul. I'm not sure that that's the right decision, but with the pikemen here, it might be enough to actually just fight these Nazgul head on. Very impressive on the dwarf standards to be able to take down such rare and dangerous warriors. Now we do have eagles spawning. I thought I heard eagles. Maybe it was just a Nazgul. The worm actually gets taken out by, there's so many Mirkwood archers here. That actually falls down almost instantaneously. Fisher actually reinforcing, or not Fisher, Squanto reinforcing on the bottom there, and now my units are finally have reached the fortress of Cleric here as he's in the front. So it looks like he might be our first victim. Mothsaran just kind of standing in the back here, but it's not going to matter. He's not going to be able to take out this many Dwarven heroes that quickly. Osiris attempting to help, bringing up some nice glamour, but he's too slow. And the fortress of Cleric is going to go down as the assault from the Dwarven heroes continues. Gimli and Dane now focusing down Mothsaran. So there were eagles. Here they are. Or they are by Zorro. It looks like they're going to be focusing on the Knights of the Lamroth. But Squanto's Knights of the Lamroth are here as well. Archer volley goes down. That will take out. No, it won't be enough to kill them. And Fisher finally shows up. Or not Fisher. Why do I keep calling him Fisher? Squanto shows up with all of his troops. And looks like he's just going to sit out in front here. Not sure why he doesn't want to come in and enjoy the time here. Gimli actually attempting to chase down Mothsaran with his Slayer ability. Mothsaran will of course survive. King Dane and Gloin still wreaking havoc. Needs to get up more Black Riders, or maybe just can't afford them at this point. Deal with these Dwarven heroes, although these attack trolls, which are just being spammed at this point by all the Mordor troops on this side, are effective at dealing damage, but the Dwarven heroes also can take them out pretty easily, as well as Prince Brand and now Mirkwood archers showing up are very effective against attack trolls, as each volley takes about 1/3, maybe 1/4 of their health. And with only 1 remaining, and all of these troops fully upgraded now by Squanto, sitting right outside his base here. Of course, Zorro holds the bottom side. Osiris still has a pretty good wall against here, however. Of course, that can be easily bypassed now by just going through the center. And does Cleric have any buildings left? Yeah, he's rebuilding his fortress in the very back of the base. But it looks like Gimli has found the attack troll cage here by TurgleMesh, so that's going to limit the production of attack trolls, obviously. And on the top side, Fyou continuing to push forward. Looks like he's destroyed all of Fisher's, well, not all of them, because obviously he still has these 3. on this farm here, but he has sort of taken control of Fisher's area here on the top. Needs to actually get those Merquins out of there and use them in the attack. As we continue to push forward here, things are definitely not looking good for the left side team. Mostly Mordor based, as these Dwarven heroes go pretty much unopposed. Osiris now walling in, possibly attempting to go for Galadriel. I think that's exactly what he's doing. Going for Galadriel, trying to get out that superhero in an attempt to stop our push here. Fyou just going to be cleaning up the last remaining units up top. Archer Volley goes down, takes out a couple of units, but not enough to prevent these units from easily taking out all of these structures. Squanto still slowly moving up his troops. It's like he's these are like the troops that come in afterwards and just kind of secure the area. Yep, you know, everything looks good. There's no trouble here. Area secured. That sort of thing. Needs to use them to engage a little more, and finally some of his coda are going to do just that as they use these orcs, being for now produced by Fisher in an attempt to just get out units to stay the attack of the enemy, but it's not going to be enough, especially with the eagles out. This eagle might actually be not somebody, probably from Zorro's fortress. I believe that was a Nazgul going down there, and actually an attack there from somebody's fortress. That is going to be from TurgleMesh is here in the back. So he launches that fireball attack to take out most of... It's funny that all these units have like hardly engaged in any combat, and yet they're the ones being targeted by the Gorgon Spire. And with that, Fisher sees his impending doom arrive as all the Dwarven heroes, as well as Glorfindel and the Eagle, show up. So he's just going to go ahead and leave the game. This is actually Cleric now, as his fortress was destroyed, and there's now a 3 versus 4. Of course, Cleric only has this remaining. He does have the buildings of Fisher now, however, that's not going to be enough to save him, because the buildings of Fisher are all under attack, as they will all fall. Osiris still has quite a stronghold over here. Looks like we're saving him for the last, as Aragorn and Boromir, several towers here. And I would assume Galadriel is getting close to arriving. Unless he hasn't gone for her, he might just be going for extra coda or something, but I believe Galadriel would be on the way. And with that, the dwarves turn their attention to the forces of TurgleMesh and Cleric here. Fyou has now completely captured the top side and needs to bring up these Mirkwoods to assist us in the destruction of Osiris, Cleric, and TurgleMesh. And as these forces now begin to engage the orcs here, so many orcs, but that archer volley is going to deal tons of damage. Oh my gosh, so many units of orcs killed from that archer volley. And the Dwarven heroes can easily push the remainder of this P-Name now up to level 9, Gloin at level 10. Zorro's Glorfindel up to level 10 as well. The Glorfindel of Fisher finally coming out. There's an earthquake that goes down, I'm assuming by me, that will destroy most of the surrounding structures there. Rock drop on our troops here. Of course, that will take out all of the ground troops except for the heroes. But now Mouth of Sauron is arriving. I believe this is Cleric's. Yeah, it is Cleric's Mouth of Sauron that escaped. Actually finishes off Dane. Gets up to level 9. He's almost to level 10. If he can get to level 10, he can use his Evil Eye ability, which of course deals massive amounts of damage to a single target. Looks like he will be focusing down Glorfindel. King Dane realizes it, and he's going to focus down Mouth of Sauron. Now this is the level 1 Glorfindel, so he might fall. No, the heal goes out. I assume by, I'm not sure who that was by. But Mouth of Sauron now in a lot of trouble as all of Fyou's archers show up, and Mouth of Sauron's Cleric is going to fall. This fortress here under attack. There is a Nazgul out, but one shot from any archer will take this Nazgul down. Or an attack from the Eagle, as there's an epic air battle as this Eagle attempts to chase him down. He's running, and the Eagle will get the kill.
My vision fades.
Another Nazgul out, however, look at how many Mirkwood archers there is. This is a horrible idea, as he dies almost instantly to that. Now you want to know why the Nazgul never assaulted Rivendell. That is why. And looks like we are going to be focusing Cleric's Fortress first. Of course, it is less defended. And with him out of the game, less Nazgul to worry about, less Mathasarans to worry about. Would rather just put a nail in the coffin here. Squanto with all of his troops are finally engaging here. Looks like Zorro with Elrond and Arwen's help was able to take out Osiris's stronghold down there. It looks like Aragorn and Boromir are actually pressing the attack, saying, "Hey, let's screw defense. Let's not do that right now." Gimli is the only Dwarven hero remaining here. Is that right? Looks like actually, no, all three Dwarven heroes remain here. They're attempting to push forward to take out. Looks like we've just decided to leave Cleric's Castle for now and go for TurgleMesh. And actually, this is Faramir's down here too. All these
I will not leave until
human
our
heroes.
lands are free.
But with that, Cleric's Fortress falls to the top. He has been defeated, so only TurgleMesh and Osiris remain, and the things are looking very gloom for them indeed. Osiris wall spamming in order to buy time for Galadriel. It's going to be his final stand. Of course, at this point, the game is over. We have most certainly triumphed. My team has. However, the Dwarven hero is just going to be sitting up here waiting for possibly King Dane's heal to recharge. The Gorgon Spire almost returned for TurgleMesh here. Might be able to get a good hit off somewhere. But it won't be effective to stop these Dwarven heroes, that's for sure, as they will continue to engage the fortress out there at the field a little bit. The Nazgul spawning, although all these Mirkwood have to do is focus there, and will die almost instantly. I'm just waiting for Galadriel to pop out here. Osiris forgetting actually to do the banners. I feel like that actually saves you time, a lot of time when building Galadriel. I think it makes hero recruit time like 10% less. All this area completely destroyed. Osiris continuing to make a push in the bottom right, but with this many archers, looks like there's Boromir's body sinking into the ground. Boromir goes down, his Glendinel returns. I don't even see Aragorn anymore, so he must be already dead. And with that, the final assault of Osiris ends, and his only hope remaining is the Lady of the Elven people, Lady of the Lake, Galadriel. As TurgleMesh's fortress goes down, he has been defeated. Looks like he used the Gorgon Spire right there on most of Fyou's troops. And now we slowly push forward in hopes of taking out Osiris. And all he has are these two buildings, so we have to basically just take out these two buildings and he will lose. He does have that builder yet. But can we get through the wall in time before Galadriel comes out? That is the only remaining question on everyone's mind. All the troops are now converging on his fortress. Zorro actually making it with his Elven archers. However, have they made it too late? As the doors open, it is going to be Boromir. And Rock Drop comes down by me? I don't know whose Rock Drop that is. It's not the men's Rock Drop. I think we're just toying around with each other now. As these heroes continue to do battle here in front of the Fortress Elrond, they're actually a little bit of trouble. But with these Knights of the Lamma showing up, ooh, the one might stun them. Yeah, it will. They wouldn't actually be quite as effective. But the Eagle's being summoned by Zorro. Osiris attempting to hold out here as long as possible. The Dwarven heroes still stuck on the walls up here. Gandalf now out as well for Squanto. Being focused out by Aragorn, facing like 2 hits. So many human heroes out right now, trying to hold this off, making a desperate last stand. Aragorn actually up to level 8, probably could use his Elendil ability. And if he wants to survive, he needs to build a couple more buildings along the front side here of his castle where he's being attacked from. And that's actually going to be enough to push back the troops of Squanto. As he's continuing to buy more and more time for Galadriel. However, bad news, the Dwarven heroes have arrived. And will they get through this before it goes up? Yeah, they will.
I choose to stay here with you.
So all that needs to happen now is Gloin needs to throw down the Shake Foundation on the fortress as he gets close. And is he going to do that? Yes, he will. But Galadriel comes out. Galadriel gets out right before it goes down, so Galadriel is out, and she throws down the tornado. Just as King Dane summons his royal guard. And Osiris with Galadriel out. She has the ring, but she does not have the backup. Other than this raging tornado of lightning storm death that needs to come over here and attack these units. Galadriel actually under attack. Look how quickly these Mirkwood archers take her down, and it's just not going to be enough. Galadriel will fall to Elrond. Actually, it was probably the Mirkwoods. Army of the Dead being summoned by Osiris now, though. Continue to clean up. He's going to hold on longer. I don't believe it. Fyou running right into the Army of the Dead. No! All of his archers are going to get absolutely razed. The Royal Guard continuing to be killed. Actually, the Army of the Dead picks off the rig. That's not overpowered. And this tornado's still going on. Looks like all the troops are falling back. I would assume all of my Dwarven heroes don't. They do find King Dane. Look at him just power through this. But King Dane will fall. Gloin attempting to escape, but Osiris is on to him. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Rebuild goes down by Osiris. As he's seeking out Gloin. Looks like Gimli might survive. No, Gimli, turn around. Army of the Dead might get Gloin, but it looks like they will run out of time before they get Gimli. So one Dwarven hero will survive, but the reinforcing units of Zorro here. Gloin does fall. Reinforcing units of Zorro are going to be enough to take down this fortress, I think. Especially with Gimli still in here. He might be around the backside here. Yeah, he is. And with that, Osiris' fortress will fall to these heroes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this cast.
I will not leave
please stay tuned to my channel for more Lord of the Rings: The Rise of the Witch King games. And I hope to see all of you there in the future. That game over. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Master Cloud signing out.